Alright, we're at Mountain Gardens. It's around July 6th. And we're looking at Wineberry. We're in the middle of the older part of my garden, the old vegetable garden, original clearing. And we have had a trellis here for a number of years, right in the very center of the garden, of wineberries, Rubus phoenicolacius. So if this was raspberries or blackberries, I'd be in a lot of trouble planting these right in the middle of my vegetable garden with all these rock walls and everywhere. There'd be berries shooting up from everywhere. I'd never get them out of here. They'd be all locked into these rock walls and everything. However, this plant, this particular rubus are often translated as brambles. They're all more or less thorny, and they all make a fruit more or less like a raspberry. So rubus, brambles. This one, Rubus phoenicolacius, and the black raspberry are the two that I know of. There are probably others that only tiproot. They do not spread by the roots underground. They don't have a rhizome that sprouts. So the way they multiply is to make a long arching cane. It can be 10 feet or even more long. It'll shoot up and eventually it'll come back to earth, and where it touches the ground it'll root and start a new plant. So that's fairly easy to control. You just prune them back in late summer, and then you get more fruit anyways, because then the canes will branch out and give you more fruiting area. This is one of my favorite edible landscape plants. As I said, it's controllable, can be tip rooted, easy to train it on a trellis like this, and it's quite ornamental. It's ornamental in flower. I'm afraid we missed getting a picture of the flowers. And it's ornamental in fruit, and in the winter the canes of all different rubuses have all different colors, but this one is a sort of bright cherry red, which looks terrific coming up out of the snow. So of course it's the same pattern as all the other rubuses. The first year it makes a vegetative stalk, and then the second year that stalk fruits, and then it dies. So 2 years maximum. So this is the one that'll fruit next year. So this one will be the bright, you can even see little tinges of pink in there, but it'll be bright red all through the winter. And then it'll do this next year. The fruit is encased in a little husk, kind of unusual. I wouldn't say unique, because I haven't seen however many thousand there are of these. Unusual in that the fruit is encased in this little husk until it's almost ready to eat, and then it pops open. And these are looking a little shrimpy. We're having a drought. Not very good drought at all, and we don't really have the extra water to throw on these. Otherwise they'd look a lot better than this. Let's see, what else can I say? So this is not a native herb, but most people would think that it is because it's all over western North Carolina. I don't really know where the range goes to. But it's not native. It came in. Some things I've read say it came from Japan. I don't think anyone really knows, but just recently I was flipping through a book on Tibetan medicinal herbs, and there it is, Rubus phoenicolacius, the stalks used for fever, especially early stages of fevers. And it's mentioned in conjunction with a couple of other herbs. Elecampane occurs to me. I would imagine that in Japan it probably has medicinal uses as well, the leaves. Haven't really researched that. So multiple use plant, and definitely gets around the world.